Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
Welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. But for our radio audience here at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com, we're glad that you all could be with us. Also, tuning in to our friends at iHeartRadio and Amazon Music Podcasts. We're glad you all could be with us as well. Well, when I say the name Danny Kortchmar, you guys probably automatically think about music. He's a celebrated guitarist, producer, singer-songwriter. He's been to work with some amazing people over the years, and now he's out touring with the immediate family, and they're celebrating new music as well, and being the subject of a documentary. We're going to talk to Daniel not only about what it's been like for him to do what he loves, but also, of course, be able to share that with all of you, and, of course, let you all know how to stay connected. Danny, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it.
Okay, my pleasure.
Danny, I think that the thing is, when it comes to you, you've been able to do so much when it comes to music, over the decades. What has it been like for you to see the way that your music still resonates with audiences today?
Well, it's brilliant. We all came up, all of us from the band came up at a great time in Los Angeles, where all hell was breaking loose musically, and everyone was being, there was a tremendous creative rush. Waddy says it's kind of like Liverpool, when the Beatles hit. And it was like that. Everyone knew everyone else, and it was a great, great scene to be involved in. And, of course, I got to play with all these wonderful artists, and I'm very proud of that.
Danny, I saw an interview you did a few years ago, and you were talking about working with individuals like Carole King and what a professional she was, and what how it really was an experience being able to work with her. Is that kind of what kind of keeps you connected to music, that experience that you're able to have with different artists?
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. That's it. The fact that, I got to work with a variety of people and play different kinds of music and have to come up with different ways of solving problems, that is to say, coming up with stuff to play on various styles of records. It's very interesting. It's great. And it was a total joy. What can I tell you? You've seen the list of people I've played with. I'm incredibly lucky to have worked with these incredible artists. Mm-hmm.
It's become almost cliche, Danny, to say that music is a universal language, but as I mentioned, you're out touring again with the immediate family. Is that something that you have seen, that music has a way of bringing people together in ways that very few things can?
Well, that's absolutely true. The best example I saw of that was when I was on the road with Carole and James. Carole King and James Taylor did a tour about 12 years ago together, and we played, arenas, things like that. And you could see the audience. They were right around. We was on a circular stage, so the audience surrounded us. And just looking out and watching how they responded to these songs, especially songs like, Fire and Rain, You've Got a Friend. I mean, there was mothers clutching daughters, and there was, husbands and wives holding each other, and, some of them were crying, and, it was a really incredible experience. And it reminded me of how important this music is to people and what it means to people. So it's a very moving situation.
So, with the group, the immediate family, as I mentioned, is also the documentary. What was that like to be able to have the story of the band, Danny, chronicled, and for people to be able to get a better idea of the band and its members?
Well, it's it's a little difficult for us to watch it because it's like home movies. It's not that easy to watch yourself tell your story on screen, but it came out brilliantly, and we all got to, tell our side of the deal of all the stuff we've done. Because between all of us, we play with an awful lot of people, as I'm sure you're aware.
Well, I'm so glad you said that, because I was curious when I was thinking about, there's a new single out. So for you, do you still, at this point in your career, Danny, do you still have those wow moments when you kind of think about all you've been able to do and the places that music has taken you? Well,
I'm very proud of everything that I've done and all the experiences I've had, but I prefer to live in the present, and think about what's going on right at the moment. And what's going on at the moment now is my band's immediate family, and that's the most important thing in my life right now. Mm-hmm. But I love having done all those things. I can't point one out as being like greater than the other, because it was all great. The whole ride is great, I should say.
With that being said about the immediate family, I mean, of course, when you say the word family, I mean, I think part of the connection there is, as you mentioned, all of you have had an extraordinary journey and being able to share your music with different audiences. What is it like for you to be with individuals, Danny, who are just as passionate about music as you are?
Well, it's wonderful. It's a joy, you know. It's an absolute pleasure. And it's not just us. It's everyone we know, everyone in our community here in L.A. We all know each other because we all spend time together in the studio, not just the boys in the band, but, you know, an extended family, I should say. And everyone is just very passionate and loves it and really means it, you know, and wants to get it right. And I think that says it all. We just want to get it right and have it be as good as it possibly can be. So on every level, that's a joy and a delight.
I wanted to ask you just one question about genres. I think it's been so interesting for me, Danny, and I'm curious as to your thoughts, that how so many genres now are kind of interconnecting together. What has that been like for you to see even in your own life, how music has a way of kind of being able to cross over in interesting ways and capturing different audiences?
Well, the idea is to come up with something that will speak to a large, you know, a variety of people. And, you know, for me, it has to have a big beat, you know, that always gets people going. But as far as genres crossing over, I'm not crazy about that word genre because I think it's a marketing term rather than a musical term, you see.
Gotcha.
In other words, musicians are always interested. I don't know anyone that is interested in one style of music. And as many musicians have pointed out, there's only good music and not so good music. And, you know, the idea of dividing everything up into genres is, I think, is a marketing concept rather than something musicians do. Musicians don't talk about this genre and that genre. We just talk about music.
Let's talk about music. Love that. And that's what we love about you all, again, the music. Again, I mentioned the film, The Immediate Family. It's available at immediatefamilyfilm.com. We're going to link that up for our audience as well. And the new single that's out as well, you all can get it on your major platforms as well. Denny, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it. And congratulations on another great year.
Great. Thanks very much, Cyrus. I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Now let's go make today amazing. Take care.